Hello, beautiful people. Um, Let me explain about that last little video I did, the short. There's a story behind this. I have to take the dog for a walk, so join us. Maybe a little more coconut. I always have to double check because the cat likes to escape. So, what happened here was I grew up a very honest and good child. Never broke curfew, never broke rules. I was as angelic as I could be because I was the kid that was a fixer. If I could just fix this, then everything would be okay. Maybe if I could make this look nice, everybody would be happy. Maybe if I do this one thing and I work really hard at it, maybe they'll see it and appreciate that I did something nice for everyone. Maybe they'd see me. So I was a good, honest, and studious child. I missed a lot of school because of illness. I remember a lot of years where kids asked me if I was the same girl that left in the 3rd grade because they thought she died. I tried to prove my value by being perfect. I tried to feel accepted and appreciated by bringing my teachers cookies, offering to help them make copies, collate papers, grade papers, put books back. I don't remember a year in a school where I wasn't a library's assistant or desperately wishing I could be. Oh, I was so jealous of my friend Noah. He was able to be the library's assistant in 6th grade. He was one of my first good friends. And unfortunately, he had no idea what I was going through. And unfortunately, I hurt him. I didn't mean to. I don't know now what was told to me, what was a lie, what was the truth, and what I may have hallucinated because of my narcolepsy. He was a good friend to me when I was at my worst because there wasn't a way out that I could see. He's a good man, and I am glad that he is in a place that is wonderful for him. And my God, can he sing? You know, I like to say I can sing, but there are people who can sing. And then there's Noah. No, we're not seeing Coco. It's late. One of the things that was happening around those years and a little bit earlier, it's a little interesting now that they're coming out with that 90s show. I was the Dare poster child. I won a writing award where they had me stand up on stage and I so proudly touted the dangers of drugs. The entire school district listening to my speech, filled with propaganda and lies that I had been fed, believing that if anybody was smoking marijuana, well, surely it was just a matter of time before they were shooting up meth. I had no idea what the reality was around me. or what was true. When I had my first catastrophic injury, which I now found out I'm extremely lucky didn't kill me or take my leg. Ow. Sorry, dog business happens. So, the only reason I didn't lose my leg that day is because of a fluke. When my knee dislocated, it should have done severe damage to or severed an artery. I would have bled out in 15 minutes. Or, when the paramedics got there, I was already fully in shock. I was spouting out numbers I didn't know I could remember. I gave them my mom's number, let her know what hospital they were most likely taking me to. Before that, I managed to remember the manager's numbers and their backup cell phone numbers. Numbers that I don't remember ever seeing more than once or twice. As people came into the store, I would direct them to the aisles for what they were looking for. I'd greet them because every customer has to be greeted. And they would look down in horror at the 20-year-old with a fully dislocated knee, surrounded by 4 paramedics who were strapping pillows around my legs because they couldn't get it back in. My knee was dislocated for over an hour and a half. Felt like 3 hours. They said they gave me they gave me enough morphine to kill a small elephant. Something funny about that is I found out later that morphine doesn't work on me. Not at all. It was all I had for about the first 7 hours. Morphine. And shock. It helped me realize how tough I was, but also how lucky I was. It also helped me realize that sometimes adults are evil fucking bitches who lie. It took the paramedics, a team of doctors, and all of the nurses on staff. I think there were probably 12 to 15 people around me to get my knee back in. Then they sent me for x-rays. Unfortunately, sorry about the blackness, one of the nurses who helped hold me down just happened to have her head right by my head. And, sorry about that. She had her, there's a light right here. Come on, Judy, no, get away from that, come on. I think there's light over here. There we go. She had her head too close to my face when they put my knee back in, and I couldn't help but scream. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never had an injury before. I was always a very careful child. I'd get bumps and bruises and scraped knees, but my pain was mostly limited to illness and infection. I wasn't ever expecting that. They put my knee back in and I screamed bloody murder. And she snapped at me so harshly. She said, "There is no reason for you to be screaming like that." Oh, I'm sorry. Have you ever had this? Have you ever shattered your kneecap and had it out for over 2 hours with no effective painkillers and then just have somebody just snap it back in? Maybe she did, but either way, she wasn't happy about the fact that I screamed in pain. She saw from my chart from my blood pressure, my temperature, my pulse rate. I was in pain. After the x-rays, they sent me for x-rays, and then they put me in a room. And she was my nurse for the rest of the shift, for about another 4 hours. She could tell the morphine didn't work. She didn't care. That was her revenge. That's when I realized that you can't trust all adults. I wanted so badly to trust every adult in my life was good, that it was the rare who hurt people, that they were the exception, not the rule. But I was wrong. I still want to believe that there is good in everybody. There's purpose in those who are not perfect. I'm not perfect. Not even close. There is value in everybody, and everybody is here for a reason. But that woman let me hurt, writhing in agony, because she didn't like that I screamed so loud. So, I started to look at things a little bit differently after that. I didn't know I had hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos yet. I'm not even sure they knew it was a thing yet. I did the best I could. I rode bikes for rehab to and from a bartending academy so I could become a mixologist and have a job and a way to support myself. What I had was a shady doctor who was more interested in closing a L&I claim of some girl who had her knee blow out at work than to do his job. Mistakes were made on the surgery, making my knee even more unstable. Bone fragments were left behind. And over the next few years, they wreaked havoc. Scar tissue was so bad that it was, by the time I finally had a doctor who believed me, he was ready to give up on me too. He just couldn't see anything wrong. The surgery looked like it was done well. But the scar tissue doesn't show up. I was lucky because you know how they say when you have something happen, it never happens when you're at the doctor's office? It happened at the doctor's office. He heard my knee pop. He saw the agony in my face that nearly made me black out. And he grabbed a magnifying glass. And he went over the scans of my knee, millimeter by millimeter. And he found 3 bone fragments hidden behind my kneecap. By the time they got in there, the scar tissue was so bad it was actually trying to flip my patella over. So, I had my second knee surgery. And it was wonderful. And I felt better. And I was able to work for a little while. And then I met my second sociopath. He love bombed me in ways that I couldn't dream were possible. Swept in like a knight in shining armor, saving me from that lying son of a bitch in the Navy. Hi, Mike. I dated my best friend, and some things happened, and it was unfortunate, but it doesn't matter because he's been by my side every day. I know I can reach out at any moment. Navy Mike's got me back. I always got his. We met up later after I moved to Philly. That's a story for another day. It was amazing. But yeah, when I moved down to California, I ended up living with, well, I used to call him my, what was it? He was my sexy little incubus. Because of his birthday. Let's just say I had a lot of 6s and 9s in it. Anyhow. He was another Mike. Mike was a very unlucky name for me. He was a deadhead. He smoked a shit ton of weed. And I was sick of the opiates. I never had a problem with them. Doctors never had a problem re-prescribing them because I obviously used them properly or less. Addiction was never an issue for me. Not to opiates. That was never an issue. I don't want substances in my body. I want to experience life. I don't want to be numbed. I want to feel everything, you know? But I didn't like how they numbed me to the world. They finally convinced me. You just fucking smoke weed already. Up until then, I was still fully programmed. I would feel so betrayed by my friends who go and smoke. How could they do that to themselves, put themselves at that risk? How many of them was I going to lose in the next 10 years? I didn't know how many I was right about. I didn't know how many I would be wrong about. And sometimes it's still surprising, the ones that I truly lost against. But I learned one thing. Marijuana wasn't the villain that I thought it was. It actually did help me. It helped me with my pain. And it helped me with my anxiety. It helped me in ways that I never expected. But I have narcolepsy. And there are certain things that I have to be careful with my medications. I had been tapering back for some time. I also managed to go from 800 milligrams of gabapentin 3 times a day for over 5 years. And I made it down to 400. I had to pause there because the side effects got so bad and I was getting so sick. I was so sick all the time. But I wanted to get off it because I don't need it as much anymore. I may need to be on some for the rest of my life. It stops me from acting out my dreams, throwing punches and losing toenails, waking up, strangling my partner's bicep. I can't throw a right hook to save my life unless I'm asleep, defending somebody I love in a dream. So I have to take gabapentin to make sure that I don't hurt somebody else or myself in my sleep. But some of the other medications I'm on, they help so much with the pain. I don't need it for the nerve pain anymore. I'm also half the girl I used to be. They weighed me today at the hospital for my regular doctor's appointment. I was 117 pounds. Last time I was 117 pounds, Well, there were 2 times. When I finally managed to escape out of California, 10 years later, with whatever I could throw in a passenger van with unmoving seats in 4 hours. I never got the rest of my belongings. Too many stipulations on who could be there and whether or not I was allowed to have anything sent, or no, I had to pick it up in person and I had to come alone. To a man who had threatened to kill people. To a place where I was poisoned, beaten, raped. I know he'll deny that one. But when you've broken up with somebody and you know they are terrified of you, and you're a big, strong Italian fucking man, when they say, just one more time, you close your eyes and you hope they don't hear you crying. He knew I was crying, and he knew why. He was my last rapist. I was about 115 pounds. I was drinking too much, eating nothing, wishing I could just be attacked by a bear somewhere, because, hopefully they'd never find the bear and it'd all be done and nobody would have to come to any harm. Wishing Mother Nature would just take me out. But the time before that was about the time I went into high school. 1994. 14 years old. Well, 14 going on 15. I think that was the first time I was called fire crotch by an adult. Anyhow, not all adults are good. Not everything you learn in school is true. Do your own research and talk to people who know. And if you need help, you've got help right here in me. And I do love you. I love you with all my heart. And you are worth so much more. Okay? You're worth it to me. Because I appreciate you. You are good enough. And I am proud of you for everything that you have overcome and everything that you are going to do. Okay? But if you ever need help, just click the email down below, okay? Night, guys. I love you.